Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video showing the parts I used to make the mini bike. I'll start off with the frame. It's made of a 1/2-inch steel water pipe. The outer diameter is about 7/8, just a bit under. So it's an equivalent really of 7/8 tubing. But since tubing is more expensive and difficult to find, sort of, I just went with, steel water pipe. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's a lot cheaper. The engine is called a Sachs ST96. I think it's probably made in the 80s. I'm not sure. There's a label on the engine that's supposed to say the manufacturing date, but it's blank, doesn't have it on there. They made these from about 1975 to I think late 80s, early 90s. So sometime in the 80s, I think. Can't be too sure though. Both the wheels are 10-inch, and the outer diameter of the tire is 17. And that's pretty big for a mini bike, so I have to gear this down quite a bit. It also doesn't help that the engine is higher revving than most mini bike engines. Like a Briggs & Stratton or a Honda clone would only rev to 3,600 RPM, but this one makes max power at 5,000. So you have to have a lower gear ratio so it's able to pull it. It is only 4 horsepower, so it's not quite as powerful as some of the other mini bikes you see, maybe a 6 horsepower. But it's geared to go top speed of around 30, so I've geared it down 9 to 1. I had to make a special adapter for the clutch since this crankshaft is 15 mil. The usual crankshaft would be around 5/8 or 3/4, but this one's, it's a weird engine. It's not the kind you'd usually use on a mini bike, so I had to weld this adapter onto the centrifugal clutch. So it's a bit more work than you usually do, but I used the engine mainly for the novelty factor, not because it was easy to adapt to a mini bike. On the clutch, there's a 12-tooth sprocket, and that goes to an 18-tooth on the jack shaft. And on the other side of the jack shaft, another 12-tooth, and that goes to a 72-tooth one on the back wheel. Now, like I said, that's a 9 to 1 reduction. I made the seat myself. It's just some plywood and some foam over it and covered with vinyl. It's got some wrinkles and that in it. Doesn't look too great, but it's comfortable. I'm not really too concerned with the looks. The tank is one of those tanks in one of those motorized bike kits. I think it's about ½ gallon, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'd wanted to put a front brake on it, but it wouldn't fit in between those forks, so I ended up putting a rear drum brake that fits in with the sprocket. That works pretty well. Yeah, I'll probably eventually put some rubber over those foot pegs, because sometimes when you're going around a corner, their feet like to slip off it. Yeah. Alright guys.